person needs no introduction, and that we are all both excited and nervous for this next performer. That's how they thank you.
Myrtle Beach, great to be here, great to be here. I'm always happy. What? Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry. This happened again. I just been on the road a lot recently, and they all just kind of, you know how it is for Bible Comic. One day you're playing Meribod, the next day you're playing Merizod, the next night Guru Prasad, and it all sort of just runs together. I can't remember whether I'm coming or going. The only place you get to rest your head is on a chair. And it's not that restful, to be honest with you. You just have a few moments there, and it's not that good. But I shouldn't complain, because I just had the opportunity to play Amor Tithi. It was amazing. I totally killed. I'm going to go back in time and redo that sentence. Can I have that sentence back? That was a bit of a poor word choice there, but it was a lot of fun. Although there were some frustrations. They put me on at 3:30 in the morning, which was frustrating because only 25,000 people showed up to see it. Poor turnout. And the problem when you play Amor Tithi, I don't know if any of you have played Amor Tithi, is that like the vast majority, I would say 90 to 95% of people there don't actually speak English. Or at least that's what I tell myself when I'm bombing up there. I'm like, no, man, no, you were hilarious. It's them. They don't speak English. They don't know what you're saying. You were so funny. I mean, yeah, it's true. I'm going to be honest. I'll be honest. This is an honest opportunity to talk here. This is an honest space. There were some times out there that I totally was bombing. I totally was dying on stage. Excuse me. Again, poor word choice. I was totally dropping my body on stage. They have a bad situation with my word choices all in the early part here. But I'm happy, to keep going. I was just in Myrtle Beach. I don't know if you guys have been out to Myrtle Beach. Anybody? There we go. Yes. Some people. There we go. We got some of that in the back there. And I just was out there. It was a lot of fun. I was at the barn, and I was looking at the huge quotes they have up on the wall, and I realized something important about myself. Whenever I see a Bible quote, I always think, how can I twist this into a joke? Which is a terrible way to go through life. It's terrible because everybody else looks at Bible quotes and they think, how can I take this quote and put it in my life so that I'm a better person? How can my actions be improved because of this quote? I look at a Bible quote and I think, what's my angle on this one? How do I approach this one right here? And I'm so screwed up in the head. I sit in Bob's room and I see people with tears streaming down their face, having a real moment, and all I can think of, man, wouldn't it be hilarious if someone farted really loudly right now? God, that'd be so funny. This is how neurotic I am. I was at the Del River Reading Room, and I saw the pamphlet, the anti-drug pamphlet they have, and the anti-drug pamphlet they have there, and the title is, "A Mirage Cannot Quench Your Thirst." Right? That's great. That would make most people want to not do drugs. It made me want to film a commercial parody called, with the tagline, "A Mirage Can't Quench Your Thirst, but Baba Cola sure can." That's how screwed up I am in the head. And what's even more frustrating is they had up on the wall this big quote. I don't know if you've seen this one in particular. "Those who die loving God will live forever." I don't know, has anyone seen that particular quote up on the wall or heard that quote? And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, we are so screwed. So screwed. How long until someone takes us out of context, twisted, and wages holy war against the rest of us? Or, as I like to call it, a jihad. Why are we putting this one up? Was there literally no better quote to put up on the wall? I mean, dude lived for 75 years. I can think of some better quotes. All right, here's a great quote right here. "Can I have a handful of rice and dal, please?" That's a great quote. We're not going to get a holy war based off that quote, okay? Here's another great quote. "Let's take a left turn at this goat." Perfect quote. Why are we not promoting those quotes? Why are we doing this? And this is the real crux of why there's like 45 Bible people and 1 billion Christians. Okay? There's like 45 people in this room, they're all Bible people in this room, and when they have Christmas, i.e. Jesus' birthday, it's worldwide. It's huge. Because it's so user-friendly to be Christian. It's so easy. You do something bad, you punch somebody in the face, you go to hell. Simple and easy. With Meher Baba, you do something bad, like you punch somebody in the face, and you earn karmics and scars to be unwound through the opposite and equal reaction in this lifetime, or potentially through future lifetimes. And after 8.3 million lifetimes of that, you get infinite bliss of oneness with God. There's like 45 different terms for that, but nobody knows what the hell they mean. Okay? That is why Christianity is like Apple and Meher Baba is like Microsoft. Okay? It's so easy. With Christianity, you do something bad, you punch someone in the face, you go to hell, bam, it's like turning on a computer, it's so easy. With Meher Baba, you do something bad, like you punch someone in the face, you're like, alright, let's pull out the old user manual here, and let's see what we got. Are we, no, it's a chart. No, I don't know. Oh, here we go, okay. But the tragedy is this, that as soon as the gross consciousness of the soul tends to reach the 0 point of equilibrium by gradually experiencing the predominant opposite impressions, it so happens that the consciousness of the soul invariably gets too engrossed in experiencing the predominant opposite impressions and experiences them, or exhausts them, to such a degree that these predominant opposite impressions are now reduced, i.e. through experience, to such a level that these impressions which are overbalanced by the original predominant opposite impressions now become predominant, and a great disturbance of balance or equipoise occurs. Wherefore, consciousness, acting like the indicator of its fulcrum, swings or switches in just the opposite direction of its original experience. Actual sentence. Actual paragraph. Sentence paragraph. And you look at that and you pick it up and you think, is there like a customer service number I can call? Why are we not Christian? It's so much easier. And by the way, if it's true that things that I do bad in this lifetime are going to screw over future versions of me, I feel so bad for future versions of me. I am doing so many bad things. Sorry, so many bad things to screw them over. I mean, it's not like I can do anything about it, but I'm just saying, like, also the future this me, I'm sorry that I'm not maxing out my retirement account at this age, but that's fine. We'll deal with that later. Have any of you grow up in a Baba family? Anyone grow up in a Baba family here? I see some hands coming up. That's great. That's great. I'm happy you guys are here. So you can agree that really sucked. I mean, let's be honest here. That sucked. Because there were so many fun things that other families had that we didn't have. It would have been amazing. Here's something that would have been a lot of fun. Sugar. That would have been great. But Baba families look at sugar like it's trying to date their teenage daughter. You know, it's like, get off my property, boy. And take those thin mints with you. Sugar's the devil's granule. You know, I mean, sugar would have been great. Here's another thing that would have been great. Holidays, okay? Because you get back from school, to school in January, and your friends would be like, oh my God, it was amazing. I had Christmas presents. And then some of your other friends would be like, oh my God, I had Hanukkah presents. It was 8 times as many presents. Unbelievable. And they would turn to you, and they would say the worst question, which is, of course, Matt, because of course they call you Matt. What did you get during your holiday break? And you have to say, it was so mortifying. Well, I didn't get any Christmas presents. Didn't get any Hanukkah presents. But in 7 months, I do get to keep silence for a day. So that one, by the way, continues. That continues into today because all your friends go on amazing vacations. They have amazing vacations. They go to Hawaii. They go to Europe. You go to Myrtle Beach. And they go, why are you going to Myrtle Beach again? You go, oh, for the golf. I love the golf. You just make stuff up. They have amazing restaurants. That's not even true, but you just say whatever you can. So we didn't have sugar. We never had holidays. We don't have vacations. Here's another thing that I would have loved to have when I was younger. I'm sure a lot of you can emphasize with this. Friends over to your house. Because if you had friends over to your house, it was a disaster. The questions would begin, and the questions were the worst. Who is this guy in the photo? Who is this guy in all the paintings? Why do you have a life-size cardboard cutout of that guy? And you would say anything that you could. Anything. Oh no, that's Yanni. That's Frank Zappa. Some are Yanni, some are Frank Zappa. My parents are huge fans. And of course the old classic. It's my grandfather. Yeah, what? Yeah, there are a lot of books written by my grandfather. That's true. That's true. You know, people would turn to you and they'd be so confused. They would say, Matt, I love my grandfather as much as the next guy, but I don't have a giant golden statue of my grandfather killing a dragon in my house. Which, by the way, Mom, Dad, why didn't we have a giant golden statue of Baba killing a dragon? Now, I haven't read all 20 volumes of Lord Mayhair yet. Or not even close. But I think I would have heard about that by now. I don't know. But, of course, I think at one point I got so desperate, this is something that I think I can admit because this is an honest face, that I said Joseph Stalin. I said, look at the mustache, as you can tell, it's the same. And they turned to me and they said, Matt, that is incredibly disturbing. But at least you're not in the weird Indian religions. No, it's okay, it's okay. So we didn't have sugar, we didn't have holidays and vacations, and we didn't have friends over to our house. Another thing that we didn't have growing up, which would have been amazing, was like an idol, a pop culture icon to look up to. Because a lot of people, they like to have an idol or an icon, someone who looks like them, maybe the same ethnicity, the same religion, to say that person is like me and they're doing that, so I can do that too. But we never have that. We never turn on the TV and heard, and the walk-off grand slam was hit by Barron Bonds. Unbelievable! We never heard on the TV. Up next on the E! Network, an interview with Khurshid Kardashian. Keeping up with the... We never heard those things because there's no model lovers who are like athletic or or you're trying to go for like it just doesn't work out. And so, but I think there's one person that we had growing up that was a real icon that we could look up to, and that was Tom Cruise. Now, hear me out, people. Hear me out. There's a couple main reasons. Okay, first. He's also in a cult. Just call it a spade, people. Just call it a spade. Secondly, you know that he's got at least one giant golden statue of L. Ron Hubbard killing a dragon somewhere in his house. Probably at least 4. All right. Also, if you've ever watched Top Gun, you know he loves volleyball. That's a huge scene in Top Gun. It's obviously the volleyball over there. And then finally, I'm pretty certain he's gluten-free. That's kind of a throwaway thing. But I'm pretty certain, he's also gluten-free. Speaking of volleyball, speaking of sports, I don't know if you guys like to go to A's games. The recent thing with sports, with A's games, with whatever, is the Ethnic Heritage Day. Where it might be Jewish Heritage Day or Filipino Heritage Day, and you go to the game and you get like a free A's yarmulke or a food item or something. And I always wonder, what... I have an easy yarmulke. That's true. What would Baba Heritage Day be like? I always wondered, and I kind of figured like, okay, the first 15,000 fans of the game would get a free Baba head doll. Not a Bobble head doll, but a Baba head doll. Which is great, which is okay. What's even better is that the last 15,000 fans to the game get God realization. They're running late, so you know they're the real Baba lovers. And I think today, everyone's running late today. So then, you get in there, and the national anthem is being played by some dude on folk guitar. He's not even playing, he's not even really that good, but he's trying his hardest. He's been playing for about 3 weeks, and he thinks it's alright, don't worry. So then, another thing that would be different at the Baba Heritage Day is that the fans enjoy the entire game in pure silence. Pure silence. Yes, that's right. At the A's game, very little noise coming from the fans. So it's like a regular A's game. Boom! I don't know, I just wanted to have a physical movement to punctuate a really bad joke or something. And then finally, instead of the 7th inning stretch, we'd have the 7th inning hug. And it'd be amazing. And they'd do like a full arty, but it'd be like a baseball arty. It'd be like, take me out to the ballpark, take me out to the game. Buy me some peanuts and some Cracker Jacks. Something. I don't know the rest of the song. I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer. If I could sing, I'd be playing folk guitar, I think. So, I don't know, I'm disappointed in myself too. But this is not as disappointing as the time that I found out that Baba clarified his final declaration with the words, in his own words. You know what I'm talking about? He said he was going to destroy 3/4 of the world. Everybody freaked out, and then he said, in his own words. And I had such a big imagination growing up. I watched Star Wars and Star Trek and read Lord of the Rings. I was so excited when I thought that he was actually going to destroy 3/4 of the world. Like, I thought it could be a cool action movie or something like that. And I had all these ideas in my head, like, what if it's like Transformers or something? And the blue bus isn't really the blue bus, but it's like Optimus Prime. And Gustavji like flies it around, and it's like an 18-story tall skyscraper, and he's like shooting lasers out of the blue bus and stuff like that. Would be awesome. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, they're raising the Prem Ashram boys to be like an elite squadron, a crack team of like ninja assassins or something. You know, and they go out there and they're taking people out. I don't know. My favorite movie growing up, I don't know if you guys like the movie. You ever like the movie Terminator? Did you like that? That's my favorite action movie growing up. And I was like, maybe like the molecular all robots. And Eric goes around, and he's been sent back in time. He's got an awesome gun and sweet, witty action movie lines like, hasta la 7th play, baby. Or, I'll be back, and back, and back, and back, and back, and 8.3 million times more back. were my personal favorite after we had taken somebody out. And tell me here, Baba, slay! I wanted to end with something that's very disconcerting to me, very concerning, because, you know, I write a lot of these jokes, and I'm always concerned. I have thoughts pop in my head, and I think, oh my God, what if I'm racist? And I don't want to be racist. I don't. This is genuine, but I don't know if it's true. Maybe you guys can tell me. Is it racist if I thought of a joke about how black bottle owners are naming their kids Demerwan or Laadi or Jairich? I don't want to be racist, but I think these things. Now I asked Jerry Edwards and Tory Brewer, and they said it was okay. So I figure if I got 50% of the black bottle community on my side, I'm probably all right. But I don't want to offend anybody. I feel bad. This fills me with more self-loathing than normal. I mean, this is just like the time that I wrote that terrible joke about how Baba got a great deal on the Monzili meme and said that he totally Ron Jewed them down. Jay Baba!